Good morning. Welcome to day 4 of Wake the Duck Up, the online conference. I am so grateful for an incredible week so far, and it's not over yet. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about becoming the influencer your student needs. You know, I think a lot of times we don't think of ourselves as influencers, but as parents, and as grandparents and as teachers and as anybody who has a teen in their or student in their life, you are an influencer, and God made you that way. God gave you your child to be an influence on them, specifically your child. So I found that many parents struggle, particularly moms, but certainly some dads too, probably, but many struggle to feel like they have a voice to share with their student. And yesterday we talked about creating a growth plan with your student. And I think sometimes many of us hear that and we think, whoa, I am not prepared for that. I'm not good enough to handle that. That's too much. But I want you to take a little step back and think to yourself, why? Why do I feel that way? Why do I feel that way? Because God does not call the equipped, he equips the called. So I want you to consider that as we talk today. So in my experience, we have basically 4 categories of people. People fit into typically one of 4 categories when they're struggling to find their voice and to find confidence in their voice. And typically we fit into one of those. And I would say even if you have found your voice, you probably still fit into one of these categories. You're just learning ways to overcome them. I know I do. So let's get started. First category I find is that person who is what I call the preparation junkie. That's me. I'm a preparation junkie. I always have thought to myself, gosh, if I just have one more degree, if I have one more training course, if I have one more certification, then I'll be ready to tell my story and to help people. Or, if I just this one more thing. The problem with that is you're continuously getting ready, aim, and you never fire. So you never get to put into action what God wants you to. So in the case of the preparation junkie, like me, at some point you have to realize that you just got to do it. You just got to jump in somewhere, because you know what? There are people out there that are waiting to hear what you have to say, the way you say it, your message, your way. And let me give you an example. My children went through school together. Samantha, God love her, she is the worst at math. She never, ever excelled at math. She struggled all the way through school. And I can remember her being very, very young in elementary school, maybe 5 or 6, maybe not 5, maybe 6 or 7, coming home every day, and we would find extra time with the teacher. We would find tutors, and she just wasn't getting it. So my son said, Mom, let me give it a try. Okay, sounds great, right? So as I sat in another room and listened to him explain it to her, I thought to myself, uh-oh, we're in big trouble. Because I understood the math, and the way he was explaining it didn't make any sense to me. Right? So I'm thinking we're probably going to have to add therapy on top of extra training for her, on top of extra time with her teacher to get past what her brother's teaching her. But the funniest thing happened. The light bulb went on and she got it. Why? Because she needed to hear that. She needed to learn that math the way he explained it. See, sometimes the way somebody goes about telling something is the key. How many times has somebody told you something and it totally went over your head? Right? And then some crazy thing will happen. Somebody will say it just a little bit differently, and you get it. It's not the magic of their words, it was the way it was told that clicked in your head. And that's who we are, right? That's who we are. Your message, even though it may be similar to someone else's, your message is unique because your experiences are unique. My daughter would not have gotten that math without hearing it the way my son told her. Now, the way my son told her is not the way I would have needed to hear it. Probably not the way you needed to hear it, but it's the way she needed to hear it. Okay? So, preparation junkies, that's the first one. Second category are those people who are just typically shy and introverted and have a hard time approaching people. Now, believe it or not, by nature, I am an introvert. As a child, I was painfully shy, and I learned methods and strategies to get past that. And even today, I am an introvert. I gain my energy and recharge my batteries by having quiet time, not around being around people. Even though I love being around people, I recharge my batteries in quiet time. So I'm still an introvert. But those kind of people are going to have to learn that sometimes you just have to jump off the ledge. You have to do it scared. You have to address those issues with your kid. You have to get started. You know, creating a growth plan and changing your strategy with a teenager or with a young adult isn't easy. You're going to have some pushback. That's very common. But that doesn't mean you can't try. That doesn't mean you have to step off that ledge and take that first step. Do it scared. So for those people who are shy and introverted, that might be a little harder because you're afraid of that pushback. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Your kid needs it. Your students need it. Your students need you to be intentional with them. And if you haven't been intentional up till now, you need to start. You need to step off that ledge and do it. Okay? So we have the preparation junkie, the shy, and the introverted. The third category is that you assume somebody else is already telling them. You assume that there's somebody else better who's already telling them what they need to know. Their teachers, their friends, people on YouTube, famous people, they all have your message, but they don't have your message. All of your experiences bring you to where you are and make you completely unique. Right? Just like they need to hear your story your way, they need to hear your experiences from your perspective. It will make an impact. Remember, God gave you your child, not my child, not somebody else's child. He gave you your child because he knew that you would be the best influence for them. That includes your collective experiences and your collective knowledge. Now, does that mean you have to be a know-it-all? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to know that there's some things you're just not going to be prepared for, and you need to find somebody else to help with. I do. But it means that you have to be open to being that influence, having those hard conversations, and being willing to try. Even if you think somebody else could tell them the story, could teach them better, maybe the words are more sweet, but they need to hear it your way. Okay? So those three categories, that's three. Preparation junkie, shy, introverted, or those people who assume somebody else can tell the story better. And the fourth category is the people who are just afraid of being a little bit authentic, to showing who they really are to their child for fear of rejection. Right? Afraid that if I really be a real person with flaws and admit that I have flaws, that perhaps my child or others are going to not appreciate that they're going to reject what I have to say, and that maybe I'm not interesting enough. I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. You are interesting enough. You are enough just the way God made you. So start talking. Give it a try. Give it a try and see what happens. Okay, the last story I want to tell you today is one that really touches me. I want you, in thinking about which category do I fit into, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. The end result is we need you. Your students need you. Our future needs you to take action and to be intentional in taking action. We need you to step in and take your responsibility serious as a parent. And in doing that, I want you to visualize something with me. Now, if you are a churchgoer, especially on Christmas Eve, I'm going to assume you've probably been to what I call a candlelight service. I have been to many. It's one of my favorite services, of the year. But what happens is you light a candle, and then you light the candle of the person next to you, 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 and then before you know it, you have a sea full of light. It's beautiful. It's really a neat experience. But I want to tell you that whole concept differently. I want you to imagine that you are in the dark. You're standing in a dark room, completely dark. You can't even see the hand in front of your face. And you're struggling to figure out where your voice is and what your voice is and what you have to say. And an idea pops into your head, and your little light goes on. And your light can light up only a few feet around you, and you see that you're not alone in this room. There are 5 other people standing around you. And your idea, you share the light with those 5 people. And when those 5 people's light come on, you see that it's not just those 5 people who are standing in that room with you. There's 15 more. And those 15 more have their candle lit or their light lit. And then they pass it on and they pass it on. And before you realize it, you have been that influence, not just in your student's life, but in all the people that they touch and all the people that they touch and all the people that they touch. It's that ripple effect. And before you know it, no one's standing in the dark anymore because you shared you were bold enough and confident enough to do it scared and share your message. So that's what I want you to grasp hold of today. Your students, our future, are depending on you taking that step and sharing and learning with your student, creating a growth plan and helping them one step at a time into their adulthood successfully. Okay, today we have an incredible lineup. Once again, y'all, I've been so blessed with our speakers thus far. Today we have 3. We will be speaking at noon to Jonalee Zupancic. I think I got that right, Jonalee. You're going to have to tell me. I've been practicing. She's going to talk to us about crisis and the brain, how to keep your brain busy, engaged, and stimulated during these difficult times, y'all. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people are bored. This will be a great talk. Then coming up at 2, we have Chelly Phillips. She's going to be talking specifically about how to help your teens develop a robust brand and now and in the future, and talk about how to start building that resume today. Even if your teen is 13, you can start building that resume so that they're ready when they need one. And then at 5, we're going to have Hope Hansen come in and talk about blogging as therapy. I think sometimes getting those words out can be a huge help in helping someone heal. So she's going to talk about that at 5 p.m. If you have not yet registered to be with us for the Wake the Duck Up online conference, it's right here on Facebook and it's completely free. I want to encourage you, register right here, theduckwrangler.com/wakeup. Register with us. You'll get 2 emails. The first email is just confirming your registration. The second email is what you need to look at. Second email will tell you exactly where to click. It'll send you a link. It'll get you into the conference, and you can see all of our speakers from this week up until now, and enjoy today's and tomorrow's because they're going to be great. I encourage you to join us. share this with others. Share this with someone you know who does have a teen or a young adult. And I think they're going to be happy that they joined us. Remember, it's completely free. theduckwrangler.com/wakeup. Stay tuned. There's going to be more. See you in there.